everybody to Between Two Spines. It's been a long time. It's season 3. I'm Dr. Greg Persley. Please call me Dr. G. Dr. Aaron Andrews, please call him Dr. A. We are with BC Medical Centers in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Doctors Park, joint and spine experts. Between Two Spines is all about interviewing people in the local community and finding more about how we all can work together in order to build our community. And today we have a special guest. Ta-da!
Well, we always have a special guest.
That's right.
It's not just you and I anymore. That's how it started.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is Brittney with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Between Big Brothers, Big Sisters, who is with us on Between Two Spines today. So thank you very much for being on the show with us. We appreciate you for sure. Tell us a little bit about Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and
what we do.
Yeah, what you do and what you need in Cape.
Yeah. So my name is Brittney. I am the ABC Today Network Coordinator for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Eastern Missouri. If no one knows what Big Brothers Big Sisters is, we are a one-on-one mentoring agency. So we match little brothers and sisters who are youth in our community up with volunteers who are considered their big brother and big sister. It's a really great way for people to get involved in the community, get to meet with youth, and that, buzzword of mentorship. What does mentorship mean? I didn't get a mentor until I was in college. I don't know about you guys, but now things are a little different. How can we start with the youth in our community? So we match up children with a big based upon their interests, their preferences, what they like to do. So if you guys like to go to baseball games, you could take your little brother to a baseball game. Or if you know of someone who enjoys DIY and arts and crafts, we could find them maybe a little sister that enjoys that. Or just like a little who loves to go out for ice cream. We have plenty of local places to do that as well. So
I like going out for ice cream. I'm a big ice cream fan. What about you? Are you a big ice cream fan? Oh yeah, of course. Well, that's awesome. So explain big and little, because a lot of times I've heard that in the past, and there's people that don't know what that means.
Yeah.
What's a big, what's a little, what ages are they generally?
Yeah, so when Big Brothers Big Sisters started, our main office is actually in St. Louis, and then we have 2 regional offices in St. Charles and in Cape Girardeau. There's Big Brothers Big Sisters locations throughout the entire nation. We're not the only ones. So this term big and little comes from when mentorship started early on, and the big is considered a volunteer, so a big who wants to share their experiences, share what they have learned, and then a little who is youth under the age of 17 years old, and that's how we make our matches. So we match one little with one big, but there's some special cases to where it's not just a single big brother or big sister. It could be a big couple. So
I read that,
yeah, a husband-wife pair, or a big family. So if people are always like, I don't want to, get involved in something, I have kids. Well, we have something for you guys. Bring the kids on, get involved, and it could be a big family for everyone to learn more about giving back, building relationships, and what mentorship really is.
I remember it's been 20 years ago, but I had a friend, and he had a younger brother, a real sibling younger brother.
Biological.
And we would be doing some things, and he would be like, I'm going to bring my little brother. I'm like, no, he's annoying, and then he brought a little brother from Big Sisters. A little brother, what is it again?
A little.
A little.
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then he told me all about it. I was like,
this child's not related to you.
Really, really interesting. Yeah, I was like, bring him next time, bring him next time. Don't bring your other brother, bring him, he's cool. And it was really fun. And he sat down and kind of told me his backstory and what he was doing at mentoring and changed this little boy's life. And he's kept in touch this whole time with him.
Yeah.
He's an outstanding young man. It's neat, yeah.
We have some amazing alumni littles. So once they graduate high school, turn 17 years old, they become alumni littles. And we stay in touch with them. They're part of our Big Futures program, and we support them until they're about 25 years old with basic things like how to buy a car, let's set up bank accounts, that kind of stuff. Because I know when I was 25, I still did not have any clue how to do that. But it's really great to hear how alumni littles were impacted by the program, and how they still stay in touch with their big brother, big sister, big couple, and it's just it's a really great warm feeling knowing that youth are being impacted by shared experiences, relationships as well.
How old do you have to be a mentor or a volunteer?
Yeah,
Were you going to ask that same question?
No.
Oh.
In a little bit, I was going to say, but not yet. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, we ask for our mentors to be 18 years old. So once you're 18 years old, reliable transportation. We also ask for a 1-year commitment. What that looks like is at 4 hours a month, however you slice and dice them, is completely up to you. So if you want to meet with your little 1 hour each week, you could certainly do that. If you know that you have a busy month ahead and you're like, well, we want to go to maybe the fair's happening, the St. Louis District Fair, that's going to be longer than 4 hours. You might do a fair night, especially if you know your month's being busy, or if you do bi-weekly. We have a lot of matches that do that as well.
Wow. So how if somebody wants to be a big brother, big sister, how do they get involved in that? What's the first step?
So the first step is saying, okay, if I meet the age requirement, I have reliable transportation, and I know I can make this 1-year commitment, is visiting us at bbbsemo.org, and there's like an apply volunteer button. So they're gonna go submit that online, and it's just like a basic inquiry form. Your name, your address, your phone number, and if you need any additional information from our volunteer recruitment office, then someone will be in contact with them to begin the steps of our enrollment. And so once you get to that point, we do initiate an interview. So kind of like what we're doing now, it's a little longer, but we get to know your personality, what you enjoy doing, your backgrounds, we want to make sure everyone's okay to be matched with the youth.
Yeah.
And so then we do some background checks. Once we find okay, we're gonna start the matchmaking process happen, we start taking our teams and we say, okay, do we have a little brother for you that enjoys XYZ, or let's find maybe a junior high one or an elementary one based upon your interests and preferences.
Wow, that's really cool. So really simple, honest.
It's all on us. That's why we have jobs.
I was gonna say, yeah. So basically, click the link if you're interested in that. If you're over 18, have reliable transportation, and want to impact some youth in the area, click the link above and start that application process. If you know somebody that might be interested, share this with them, because it's all about making impact, not in just one person's life, but that person will impact other people's lives as well. And that's the major part of what you guys do.
And some of these kids just need to find a way to express themselves and for whatever they like and their creativeness or anything to come out, to where they really start becoming their own and getting that confidence to do some of certain things.
What's the best part about it is that every individual youth has a different story. And so some of our little brothers and sisters come from a 2-parent household, and there might be 3 siblings, and their parent or guardian's just looking for a little extra one-on-one time. There's other children that run into maybe a family member besides a parent or guardian raises them, an aunt or a grandma or grandpa, and they're just looking for that extra relationship within their life. Every child's one step away from a success story, and we always want to make sure that if it's a relationship that we can make within this community, that's the purpose of our program, and that our families are able to get that out of it. So it's really cool to see sometimes bigs and littles. Bigs are invited to their littles' birthday parties, or grandparents invite them over for dinner on Sunday night, or even some share the same faith and religion, and they are able to bond through that too. So there's a lot of different avenues when we're thinking about what does a big look like, what does a match, which we call a relationship, look like as well.
What a way to start season 3 of this, this for sure, man. I mean, making impact, that's what this is all about. It's making impact locally so people find out about other organizations they weren't thinking about. But, I think a lot of people hear Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and they don't really put it home, take it home. They don't take it and go, man, I could be impacting someone's life. There's easy ways to be mentors. I know it doesn't have to be a major commitment. It can be pretty simple. So.
And it's not, would you say 4 hours?
4 hours a month is all we ask. And sometimes when people think about a long-term volunteer opportunity, I think sometimes they get a little timid. It's not like hey, match me up with a little, and it's a one-time outing. That's not the purpose of our program. How we see relationships being built is over time, and that's why we ask for the 1-year commitment. And then every year after that, we really celebrate it. We want to celebrate that 2-year anniversary. We actually have some little brothers and sisters in the area that have been matched for 10 years. So they might have been matched, obviously as an elementary age student, and now they're in high school. We have some of our most lasting relationships right now, those littles are now in secondary school. So it's really great to see those and hear the relationships, and the fact that bigs are taking their littles on college visits or talking about trade school and what that looks like. It's really great.
You just hit on that, and I read about it right before we got in here that you keep statistics on all these kids, and their attendance levels go up, their ability to get jobs go up, getting college go up, and so just those minor little things, 4 hours showing these kids some appreciation, some attention that they're lacking, just helps.
Well, just the mentorship in general. Having a kid that doesn't have anybody to ask questions, to figure things out, and they have to figure it out on their own, can be frustrating. And I know when you get frustrated, sometimes people lash out. Well, kids do the same thing. And so if you have somebody there that's just in a support system for them, that's great. Well, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, based upon the data, when we're looking at our little brothers and sisters, all of our Cape Girardeau public schools are part of ABC today. So we're able to, pull data, but that's a conversation for another day too, what we do there. But when we see a little brother, a little sister, and maybe their attendance isn't the best, we can maybe start prompting those questions with their parent or guardian, as well as their big, to say, how can we get them there? How can we make attendance at school cool, to be honest with you? What does behavior look like? Can the big brother or big sister come visit them at lunch? Can we find a tutor for reading and math? So we really want to make sure that we're all working together when we talk about our relationships. Everyone's involved. The little's involved, the big's involved, the parent and guardian's involved, and it's not like the volunteers alone. Every volunteer is assigned a relationship specialist. So each month that relationship specialist checks in with you for the first year and says, how's your relationship going? Do you have any questions? Do you need outing ideas? Just to make sure that everything's going well.
Now, if somebody doesn't have the time to donate because they just don't have the time to put 4 hours a month in, is there a financial donation they can make?
Absolutely. Everyone can certainly go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org, and you can certainly impact by making a monetary donation to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Eastern Missouri. We always have an annual fundraiser. We just announced our rock, paper, scissors annual fundraiser. Next year happening at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, and it's going to be a wild fundraiser.
It's a huge bracket, right?
Yeah, it's a huge bracket. If you never thought that you could play rock, paper, scissors, this is the time to maybe try it or even show your skills off too.
So it's a rock, paper, scissors fundraiser, and it's a tournament at Busch Stadium, and you enter it, and then you play rock, paper, scissors.
I might do it.
Absolutely.
People sound amazing.
People think it's just a 50-50% chance game, but it's not.
No, you got to get in there. You got to stare into their eyes and understand the psychology.
There's a predictive deal to that because they're going to try to counter your movement, but you got to stay one step ahead.
I'm just going to go and I'm going to rock the entire time.
Oh my goodness.
See what happens.
So that's like one opportunity that people can take part in. You could also just make a general donation, but we're always maybe looking for not just fundraisers, but even opportunities for other individuals and local businesses to give back around Christmas time for our holiday adoption. So that could also be a way that individuals participate too.
What is the need in this area?
That's what I was just going to ask. How many kids?
Because we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, you guys are good. Well, we have around in our area about 100 littles that are waiting. So about 75% of those are little brothers that have been waiting for a mentor probably longer than a year.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So there's a big need.
Big need for big brothers in the community. Now a big brother can be matched with a little brother. But a big sister can be matched with a little sister or little brother. The little brother has to be under 12 years old. So there are some big sisters out there who grew up with all sisters as siblings, and they're like, I've never had a little brother before. So it's kind of cool to try that out too. But we have about 100 littles waiting, and our waiting list does grow quite frequently, especially with our current caseloads with all their kids and their families. Once that little gets to kindergarten, they're able to enroll in the program, so they can finally, go on the waiting list for a big sister, big brother.
So all you have to do is click the share button. That'll at least spread the word about Big Brothers Big Sisters in Southeast Missouri. maybe we can find some people that are willing to take on that role and knock that 100 down to maybe 75, maybe 50. You know, let's start moving in that direction.
Let's do it.
You can click the link above. You can donate to Big Brothers Big Sisters, or you can start taking action on your own. Click the link and start signing up to become a big brother or big sister in Southeast Missouri. So I really appreciate you doing this. We're going to share it out for sure. Make sure that as many people comment. If you have been impacted by Big Brothers Big Sisters, make sure you comment. We'd love to hear about that and how you've been impacted. I'm sure they would love to hear stories about that for sure. So any other final thoughts?
I would just say being a part of the agency is really life-changing, whether you're the volunteer or on the other side being the family. And if you're constantly thinking about it, I think it's saying, well, now's the time to do it. I think after the past 18 months, it's been really hard for many of us. And, volunteering in our community is something that, to your point in the beginning, helps us grow in so many different ways. And this is the way to give back in a different and a unique way to our youth, and who are just so excited to meet a new person and have another, cheerleader in the crowd to say, oh yeah, that's my big brother. He came to my band concert, or my big sister came to my soccer game. So we're really excited to meet new volunteers and just celebrate the relationships that we build in our community.
That's amazing.
And that keeps growing and growing, because whenever my buddy that I talked about in Benning would bring his little brother, he made friends with all of us, and he had a soccer game, which was funny, and we all came to the soccer game. So that family grows, and that circle of influence grows even beyond just the big brother or big sister. So it's important.
So we expect you to do something. Take action. Share, comment, click the link, donate, or click the link and start becoming a big brother or big sister in Southeast Missouri today. Help some of these kids out. I know there's, like you said, 100 on the waiting list, so let's knock that number down. We appreciate you watching the Between Two Spines Season 3, Episode 1 with Big Brothers Big Sisters. We appreciate you being on. And,
I'm honored to be the first one for your new season. This is awesome.
Like I said, I'm Dr. Greg Persley. You can call me Dr. G, Dr. Aaron Andrews. Call him Dr. A from PC Medical Centers in Cape, joint and spine experts, the only integrated medical clinic in the area. Nice to see you. Nice to see people watching again on Season 3, and we'll see you on Episode 2 coming up.